Welcome to this word of hope for the 28th Sunday of Ordinary Time, October 15th, 2023. Welcome again back to St. Dominic Priory in our backyard. And today we get really wonderful language of feasts. In Isaiah, we have that really great image of where he says, enjoying good food and choice wines. The man knows about a good party, the man after my own heart. And we have this parable with Jesus about a wedding feast. And we know that wedding feasts usually have good food, good wine, especially the ones that Jesus is at. But can you imagine the wedding feast of a king? Why would anybody not want to go to that feast? Well, in the end, it's really not about the good food and the choice wines, is it? When you actually look at the rest of that Isaiah prophecy and the way he's talking about it, what gets most attention is the rejoicing. The actually being with God. He will wipe away every tear from our eyes. We even use that in our funeral liturgies, pointing to heaven. In one sense, we can care less about the good food and the choice wines. Where we have Paul talking today, he talks about having lived both in abundance and in need, but rather he could care less about that, because he is so focused about being and living with Christ. The issue in the parable is not just about following the king's obedience. It's about a desire to actually live with God. And the rejection that this king feels in the parable is the people's rejection of wanting to be with him. And the one person who comes without the wedding garment really is only there for the good food and the choice wines and misses the whole point. We have that phrase right before we receive communion. Blessed are those called to the supper of the Lamb. That is actually straight out of an image where we're here at the very end of time, the wedding feast of the Lamb. Jesus' wedding feast. Who's the bride? We are. Blessed are those called to the wedding feast of the Lamb. When we receive communion, and get the choicest of food and the best food and the choicest of wine, we are invited to lifelong, eternal relationship, union, life with God in heaven. This is what we're called to. So maybe today, when you go to communion, know that God is calling you to an abundance of joy. God bless.